I don't remember the specifics, but I could relate to everything that you were talking about here in the past. So I'm only going to talk about what I can remember fully. This fear of failure is absolutely the thing that I am aware of the most, because in the nature of what I do, there is so much room for questioning myself. So much room. Are you kidding? You know, like holding the things that I hold and coming up with the things that I say as far as where I'm growing, and I'm talking about channeling. Fear of failure, fear of looking like a fool, fear of people not believing in me, of me not believing in me, and the challenge to just do it anyway and trust and allow for what happens. I can totally relate to that. Now, as far as my growth in that direction, if I don't have confidence in what I'm doing, then why am I even doing it for?
Right.
So this I take as that.
Right.
That fear of trusting what I'm doing. So I was okay with seeing that. I feel like I understand it, like I have it, if not under control, it's going to be under control, or I'm going to learn how to deal with it. The rest of this, absolutely. I can very clearly see my relationship with my husband. I can see the growth here as well as I can see the challenges there. Mm-hmm. And it's very much what I go through mentally and emotionally. Right. And I do feel it's all for the good. Even these challenges in here, at this point, I would just totally expect them to be there. And I do feel like I'm going to get on with it and become stronger. I don't expect there not to be any stones in my path, but I'm feeling good about them.
I mean, from my point of view, I believe all tarot readings should be empowering, and I believe you can change the future. And the way that the whole reading came together was not about this will happen, or that will happen, or when will this happen, or can I do this. This is very much about your journey that you're doing anyway.
Right.
And these are the things that you're going to have to go through. But actually you know that anyway.
I recognize it.
So there's no fears in here, there's nothing new, there's nothing, you know it anyway.
I took it as hopeful. I
do
know it anyway. I could
absolutely.
recognize it.
Yeah.
I could very much so. It was a valid.
Validation.
Yeah.
And
validation.
even with the desire thing which I started with, and actually this goes on to all the
what
fears
was this
and worries.
one again?
The Ace of Cups goes with the Ace of Discs, and it represents the idea of often a new job or a new home or something like this. Okay. So there's change and transformation going on, which relates to this one. But the change is actually in the emotional thing, and understanding where your fears or worries come from, understanding why when you get that feeling of happiness, that catches, I'm happy. Why am I happy? Or is it going to go? Or what's stopping me from being even more happy? And it's not there to stop you being happy, it's just there to understand where it came from and how you can overcome these things, and understand within yourself and your relationship and on your spiritual journey as well, you see. So all these kind of things go together, and that's why it's so important to have a dialogue in a tarot reading, because if you don't have that, then you're missing out on the value, because if you didn't ask me the questions, I wouldn't be able to sort of understand why that little bit of a worry is there, you see.
Fear of loss.
Fear of loss, and actually you have so much to gain.
Fear of loss and fear of failure.
But you're doing great. Your progress isn't going to be seen by everyone, but you need to know.
Oh, that's okay.
Because
it's not by everyone's standards.
But they're not doing what you're doing.
Right.
They're not in your marriage. They don't have your past. You see. It's as long as you've seen that you've changed and evolved and moved on, and your own spiritual awareness